Alright, I see that a lot of y'all motherfuckers have been watching that whole, Ownage prank videos thing. Where you have been coming to my Twitter, unfortunately, and saying all sorts of vile, recluse shit. All sorts of just reckless stuff. Like, oh, you're an ugly cunt. And all these other negative misogynist words, basically using misogyny, and in some cases, like some of them did, where they called me, oh, you look like a man, using transphobic as well as homophobic words to refer to me as. So I think it's funny and ironic that in some of these so-called politically correct circles, which I don't think you really are, by the way, I think you all are a bunch of fucking bullies, that you all like to utilize terms that are meant to be and designed to be against homosexuals as well as women as well as transgender people, but then turn around and accuse me of being racist, like somehow that's just a big mountain hill of, that's the worst type of discrimination or whatever you can throw out at somebody. Every other thing, including every other ism, including misogyny, is okay, homophobia is okay, but transphobia, that's okay as well. But no, racism is really, really bad. And then turn around and don't even want to look in the mirror in the reflection when I throw your shit right back at you. Anyways, getting back to this video here, I wanted to say that video, when you actually listen to it, was heavily fucking edited. I remember the day in which that conversation took place. Now, before I begin talking about that, I want to go ahead and give you a backdrop behind me in this industry and why I do the things in which I do. See, it's a dangerous fucking industry, and you get all sorts of motherfuckers. I mean, fuck the people aside, from here who like to call you up and harass you. You get motherfuckers, especially black men, because black men are well known for being pimps in this industry. You get motherfuckers like pimps calling you up. You get motherfuckers like the cops trying to set your ass up, or in some cases rape you as well, because what they'll do is they'll set you up, right, and then try to set you up as an informant. And they actually had an article that was done about this as well in Jezebel, in which they talked about two police officers, one in particular who was also accused of beating up that guy, Brian Mulligan, out there in Hollywood somewhere, whatever, I don't know where the fuck it was, out in some North Hollywood neighborhood, in which they were both accused of basically picking up women and raping them, and usually they were sex workers to the boot. And the LAPD, unlike the NYPD, who, if one of their officers get put out there on Front Street on camera and stuff, whatever, and they're like, all right, let's just, no holds bars here, put this motherfucker right on the stand. LAPD don't work like that. There's some crooked motherfuckers, and I'm starting to learn that already in the process of my, civil lawsuit or whatever against them. But anyways, going back into it, in the case of those two guys, they didn't bring the shit against those two guys to trial up until 3 years later, when the woman couldn't even file a civil lawsuit, let alone the fact that her complaint against them had already ran out, and that after they were completed with their whole investigation or whatever, these guys still got their fucking jobs and they're doing what they fucking do. So basically, working in my industry is highly fucking dangerous. It's not just, look pretty, and and different guys got different types, and I hate to call myself this too, they got different types of fetishes. There are plenty of guys out here who actually like this, because this is rare. You don't see you don't see much of this out here. You don't see much of this naturalness. This is, how a woman, this is how we're supposed to look in our natural state, in our natural form. If the fucking world was to go to hell today or tomorrow, you wouldn't be able to bring your makeup and dress all that shit on your motherfucking face. Now, getting back to the attempted rape thing. Again, I get a lot of motherfuckers, a lot of misogynist motherfuckers to boot. And I hate to say this about about my own men, about black men, but black men tend to be the fiercest. I got numerous videos to boot that I'm waiting to upload to my own personal website here, where they will fucking attack you if you don't want them. And that's how they are. And so the best way in which to come at them is in the most aggressive manner that is going to limit how much, violence that could happen against you, as well as the fact that it's going to get them out your face. And what's more effective than saying, listen, I'll hit your ass with an attempted rape charge, blah, 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 blah. That's the ploy to get them out of my face. Was I actually going to go down to the fucking police station and hit them with that? No, because I do that to a lot of motherfuckers. So they would start looking at me like, this bitch got a problem anytime I'm coming down there. Now, the reason why I do this is because there's no fucking legal recourse in this industry. If somebody gets the drop on you, if somebody actually does fucking rape you, if something does happen, the motherfuckers, they're not gonna turn around and help you. They're not gonna look out for you, because just like some of you out there saying, well, you're a fucking herker, you ain't got no fucking rights. And that's the type of sexism and the type of slut shaming that I'm against in our society. Now, do I self-identify as a feminist? Yes, I do. At the end of the day, I'm a feminist. So what? That's how I see myself as. But the only reason why I pick up that banner, the only reason why I pick up that campaign is, I mean, look at some of these fucking comments here. Let me go ahead and show you. All right, let me go ahead and go straight to the Twitter account, which I was talking about earlier. Unfortunately, my damn thing got eliminated. I ended up inadvertently deleting it. But you can see all of the, look at this. I think, if anything, I know exactly where the enmity is coming from. The enmity is not towards me supposedly lying and falsely accusing somebody of rape, which I had no fucking intentions of doing, unless he actually came his black ass here, if he were black. And by the way, he did sound black over the phone, and he did identify himself as being black. So why the fuck with me on top of that as well? This, you know, despite the fact that I have in my ads where I say no black men. Obviously he was looking to fuck with me and hurt me as a result by harassing me, knowing I don't see black men, and then identifying himself as a black man when I asked him. Now look at all these slut shaming ass tweets that I've been getting from people all day long, you know, where people are saying, oh, you're you know, you see them using the terminology bitch to refer to me as, and that's how they see women. That's how they see women who choose to have ownership and possession over their own bodies and determine what their own, you know, sexual morals are going to be without the hands of the patriarchy getting involved. Now here's let's see. You see all of this shit right here? That's not even bad. This is, let's see if they got some more. You know, you see right here the slut shaming. They keep calling me bitch, blah 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 blah, blah. Bitch, 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 bitch. And look at all the homophobia, the transphobia right there. I'm 99% sure you're a tranny simply because I'm not conforming to male misogynist morals and values as to how a woman should look like. Then they keep making issues about my armpit hair, and you have to ask yourself, would they make an issue about it if I were a man? That goes to show you the inherent sexual, gender-based, inherent discrimination in their inherent in their logic. And look at this. Now, if I was a... Now, this is racism as well, because, see, he wouldn't say that if I wore a fucking wig on my head and tried to look more white. And I noticed that in our culture, the more ethnic, or in other words, the more Afrocentric a black woman looks, if she wears her hair in its natural state like I do, and has the facial features that black women naturally have, she's considered to be manly looking, unless she puts on a whole shitload of cake makeup. And that goes for a lot of women as well, because in our culture, unfortunately, the standard designation for how a woman should look is based on what men pretend to feel like women should look as, which is to be totally 100%, I mean, just castigated of your humanity, in that you have to wear all this makeup and you have to look like this fucking dog damn near. And you cannot look like yourself. You can't look like a human being. You have to have your natural armpit hair wax. You have to have your genital hair wax. You can't wear, you know, anything that goes against the European standard norm of beauty, meaning you can't wear your hair straight. And here are, you know, look at this. Nice armpit hair, you fucking nasty hooker. Why would anyone want to fuck, you know, you see the slut shaming inherent in these comments. The anger and hatred towards real feminists like myself. You stupid feminazi bitch. Are you a dude? You know, this much enmity, that's not coming at me simply because they disagree with me. Or they, you know, if they were really all about ending racism or any sort of ism, they wouldn't be saying all this transphobic shit. They wouldn't be saying all this homophobic shit. They wouldn't be saying any of this. It's like, why? If you really felt that way. So obviously their anger and hatred isn't towards, you know, oh, supposedly she's making up false rape charges. They didn't even ask me whether I actually followed through with it or not, or whether it's a defense mechanism. Instead, they just assuming so that they can go on the attack, and they themselves are making racist fucking comments and cracks. So that goes to show you where these people's minds are, where their minds are at. And then you got this, look at this. Same person that would sit up here and call me ugly. Look at this. And this is from a Negro. These are the same type of Negroes that have called me up in the past and asked me demandingly speaking at is, well, why you don't want to see black men and then turn around and call me ugly? You know, it's some male entitlement shit. That's what these motherfuckers are on. And I recognize that. That's why I tried to ignore them. Alright. And you see all these comments right here. Alright, I'm about to show you the 3 main comments that pretty much highlights my point. Alright. Got Cash, got it. Again, black guy with a white woman, and then turns around and misogynistically calls you ugly and stuff, and then says, alright, at least he's honest though, that he was just harassing me, just be harassing me. And look at this shit right here. Are you a dude? They wouldn't be saying that if I were a white woman, or if I walked around with a fucking weave in my head like they expect black women to wear, in order for us to look more feminine. Then you see right here, nice armpit hair, you fucking nasty hooker. Would he be making light of my armpit hair if I were a man? No, he wouldn't. So that's pretty much, let's see, take a look at this video, you stupid feminazi bitch. Again, it's an inordinate hatred towards women. That's what the fuck you got going on. It's not about no false rape charges, it's not about no rape culture, it's not about any of that shit. They just have a fucking hatred towards women, and they're looking for any excuse whatsoever to spew it. It's kind of like, for instance, when black Americans get hired on jobs and they look for any fucking excuse right soon after to get your ass fired. I've experienced that many times in my life. So let me go ahead. Now there you have it. You don't see anybody saying up there, oh, how could you be so racist? Instead, you see them throwing fucking homophobic, as well as in some cases transphobic comments towards me, saying, oh, you look like a man, and blah, blah. So this lets you know right off the bat. And by the way, I'm not trying to reach you fucking guys out there. I could give a fuck less what y'all think about me, where you stand with me, because you know where you stand with me, and I know where I stand with you. I'm not going to sit up here and try to win you over, because just like I explained the white supremacists back in the day when I used to argue with them as well on YouTube, when I used to be prominent on here and stuff, I had one channel before, and unfortunately it got down. I don't care, that's why I'm setting up my own site so I can have all the traffic redirected over there. But anyways, like to argue with them, hey, you're not going to go against yourself by arguing with me and confirming the fact that there is a gender bias based hatred again in our society. To go against that would be to deprive yourself of male privilege through the, you know, by acknowledging that. So I'm not going to sit up here and argue with you, because to argue with you is just, I'm not going to achieve anything. So I'm out here with women. That's all, the only people I really want to listen to what they're saying to my cause. Now get to it. You see what it is right there, and unfortunately you got some young ladies throwing out there, oh, you a cunt, you this and you a that, and blah 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 blah. And that really bothers me. Women have internalized so much misogyny in themselves that they're willing to inflict it upon other women as well. And that's not fucking right. And that's what I call internalized misogyny. Just like you got internalized racism, where you got motherfuckers out here who are like, boom, boom, boom. You know, oh, all the black people need to do this and black people need to do that. Listen, I know every race is not fucking perfect. As a matter of fact, I'm an individual. I don't fit into any fucking scheme. That's why you don't see me saying team black or team white or fitting with anybody in between. At the end of the day, I'm an individual, and I just stick with myself, and I go with my own thoughts and emotions. And at the end of the day, a lot of people don't like me because of that, because I'm fucking real, and because you cannot pinpoint me down to one motherfucking cause, because I'm not just going to go with the status quo, go with the flow. I'm going to stand for my opinions, for what I feel is right, not for some, you know, political party banter. Everybody's like, well, you know, you think like this, you know, you're all, you know, so you have to think like that. I don't do that type of shit. As for the people saying I'm fucking just because I'm like, listen, it's analogous to sitting up here saying that you hate, or that a gay man, that's analogous to me saying that you fucking hate yourself simply because you don't want to fuck other men or other women. That's just fucking stupid. That's like saying, for instance, that a gay man hates women simply because he doesn't want them. Simply, you know, who you choose to share your dick and your pussy with, that's your concern. That's got nothing to do with racism. You motherfuckers understand what racism really is. Racism is an institution. Racism is the ability to put that prejudice that you got against a whole group of people, and usually racism involves a whole group of people too. Where a whole group of people get together and decide, I'm going to discriminate against this whole other group of people and keep them down as a result, in order to make myself feel better. And in the case of white supremacy, you know, there's an existing culture of white supremacy meant to keep blacks down for the benefit of whites, by keeping whites up and at the highest power levels of the social structure. And please don't bring in, oh, Obama, well, he's black. He's not black, first off. By the way, he's mixed. His mama's white, his daddy's black. So he owns both sets of families right there, okay? And it was his white mother, if anything, who raised who raised him. So, don't come at me with, this whole, and I doubt that these same people who will come at me with that are the same ones who would, vote for a woman in office, doesn't matter what color she is or would be, or vote for a dark-skinned black man. And that's a fact, because the threat when it comes down to white supremacy is white genetic annihilation. That's why you got white supremacy. Look up Dr. Frances Cress Welsing when you get a chance. When you get a chance and look at it, she talks about this, the psychological nature behind white supremacy and why it's meant and outfitted to oppress people of color, especially blacks, because our darkened melanin has the greatest chance, the most significant chance of washing out the white race. And whites don't want that to happen. That's why you keep hearing people say, well, in 2050 whites are going to be out, and white people's birth rates worldwide are declining very steadily, whereas other people of color, especially black folks, and especially Latinos and stuff, Hispanics, they've been on the fucking rise. Browns have been on the rise, and you especially see that shit out here in California. Unfortunately, they hold a lot of racist sentiments towards blacks. They call us mayate in their culture. They celebrate and openly, flagrantly throw out there a cartoon character. You can go ahead and look at this as well, called Meme and Penguin, that basically proselytizes and states that black people look like monkeys. And see, all these little motherfuckers that keep coming on here and putting me down. See, I've been on this YouTube game for quite some time. I actually quit it because, at one point I was going to quit it anyways, because I was going to set up my own website and just detour all the traffic that I got from my original website over to there. But anyways, the problem with YouTube is that YouTube is not like a lot of people in the whole tech savvy world. This is why you have the problems with 4chan and stuff, all of these other little chans and all of that. They're controlled and dominated by males who ordinarily cannot get pussy any other fucking way. Even if they fucking pay for it, they still cannot get it, because the women who they're dealing with are much more socially apt. They can run circles around the whole 9 yards. So they get on here and they fucking mouth breathe and they circle jerk and they talk mad stuff about women. Oh, I hate whores and I hate sluts and blah, 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 blah. Because us whores and us sluts epitomize the very women who they cannot get. So they envy that and they hate it. And so they start denouncing us in the form of making all these little videos about us and stuff as a result, or putting out information. I really don't give a fuck, because my shit's already out there. And so I even had one say, well, we're coming for you. What the fuck can you do to me that hasn't been done already? I've gone through a whole lot of shit in my fucking life. I'm a hooker. You can better believe I've seen a lot of shit. And I've gone through a lot. And I got many fucking war stories to tell, a whole lot. That makes me cry right now just fucking thinking about it, but I'm trying not to. But we go through a whole lot. On top of that, I came, because I don't even like talking about this, I came from a family of abuse when I was growing up. And I know some of you motherfuckers are going to be like, well, I don't believe you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. You can say whatever the fuck you want, but I know what I endured. And it hurts, and I'm still isolated and ostracized by them to this day, and I want nothing to do with them for my own personal mental health and safety. I'm sorry, I don't mean to cry. I'm trying not to, but it hurts. And that's why, to this day, I've taken on this whole I don't give a fuck mentality, because nobody's actually going to care about you like you're going to care about yourself. Nobody's going to look out for you like you're going to... I'm sorry, I don't mean to cry, man. Nobody's gonna look out for you like you gotta look out for your damn fucking self. And I see a lot of y'all are like little teenagers. Y'all are babies. Y'all are like 15, 16 motherfucking years old. Y'all need to get a fucking life aside from this computer. when I was growing up, I remember when I was a little kid, we took the time to, play on our bikes. I mean, of course, we had Nintendo back then, and I played it too. As a matter of fact, I got to the highest level on Street Fighter. But y'all need to get out more instead of getting into all of this cyberbullying, because that's what the fuck it is. I mean, I don't see anybody offering solutions saying to me, oh, Raven, you should stop being a racist, because if y'all motherfuckers were really about that shit instead of all this transphobic, homophobic shit and misogynist shit as well that you're throwing in my direction, that you're throwing in my face, y'all would say that. Instead, y'all are taking a stand of, oh, we gotta shut this bitch and, cut this bitch down. And I've been having people do this to me on the YouTube game since fucking forever. I'm used to it. It ain't no big deal to me. It's like, all right, I expect it. Because when you go up against the grain, especially when you're a female too in this world who's non-conformist, non-gender, I don't even want to say non-gender conforming, but I guess I can say it in this context because I ain't running around trying to shave my hair and shit right here, and I'm letting the shit grow because I ain't no little fucking girl. And when you let your armpit hair grow, that's a sign that you've done past puberty, that you're an adult, you're a woman. Same thing with your mammary glands. That's why you see me doing that whole topless in the lace shit, because to me, the breast should not be fucking sexualized. And before you start to say, well, they can be sexualized and some women get pleasure, listen, I've been with a whole lot of fucking men, all right, in my business. I can tell you straight up for a fucking fact that more men get off on getting their fucking nipples sucked and licked on than a little bit. And that's a fucking fact. I'm just sharing with you a fucking fact coming from a woman who's in this industry. Now, I see a lot of y'all are coming at me saying, oh, blah, 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 why are you... listen, I'm not the most politically correct motherfucker in the world. Neither are you. So don't pretend to sit up here and get on y'all fucking soapbox. At the end of the day, none of y'all are perfect. I'm not perfect. I never admitted to being perfect or being this straight up gender warrior who's on the straight up and up, who's like for everybody's freedoms. Listen, I'm not like that. I'm like fucking Mad Max. Mad Max was the same way as me. Mad Max stood up for what he felt was fucking right at the time, and he did the right thing for what he felt was right at the time. And unlike some of you motherfuckers, I'm quite certain y'all pass up homeless people all the time on the fucking streets. When I have money, because I don't get a whole lot of money. People think we fucking rolling in dough and stuff or whatever, but we ain't really rolling in as much money as y'all think we are. But when I get a little bit of money, some cash, I always drop a 20. I always give, a homeless person some 20, a dollar bill and shit or whatever. Whatever the fuck I can give them, a water. And talk with them, because that makes a difference. Because see, when you out there on those streets, because I've been very close to it myself, and that's why I'm so fervent about staying in this industry, because I don't want to be out there. It's a horrible fucking experience to be out there. Believe you and me when I say that, because I've been very close. And I think my lucky stars could back up in New York. I had a landlord. It was a black guy, by the way, who rescued me. But I personally think, looking back on it, if I looked like I did now, and if it wasn't for the fact that I looked exotic back then, I don't know if he would have rescued me. I don't know. But anyways, I was lucky to have a landlord who looked out for me. But I got close to homelessness, and that shit's no motherfucking joke. And I see a lot of y'all are coming at me saying, oh, you're a dirty whore, and dehumanizing me. At the same time, because of how I spend my morals, what I decide to do with my fucking body. That's just, to me, that's just fucking insane and slut shaming and fucking hurtful on top of that to me as a person. That fucking kills me when people do that. Not once did y'all motherfuckers even ask me where I was coming from with the whole false rape charge thing, like I'm actually gonna go down there and do that. Yeah, you damn right. If a motherfucker comes through my door, and if I say to him over the phone, don't come here, and if he does, I may hit him with that, or I may just hit him with one of my fucking dumbbells right here. Or I may just not hit him with shit. I may just hit him and run his ass right out. But you know what? I believe in being safe, and nobody's going to look out there for me like I have to look out for myself. That's why I come up with the little tricks that I do to avoid the violence that most women in this industry have to go through in order to make their money, their daily bread. Because believe me, when I got started during the early days of Craigslist, I mean, like I said, I got some fucking war stories to tell y'all. A whole lot. They have some motherfuckers whose numbers I wish I fucking knew now. I would probably do something that would land me in fucking prison. I had this one Filipino motherfucker. He was in the military too. I actually had to ostracize people in the military for one point, at one time. Because of the shit that they put you through. Because they feel like, oh, you're a sex worker, you're a hooker. I don't have to have any respect for you. I remember And I don't like to think about this shit either. Look, own you, you stupid, racist, hairy, ugly bitch. Just, I mean, like I said, I know where the fuck where these people are coming from. I'm not really bothered, because these people don't bother me. But I do want you to hear my side of the motherfucking story. But this guy, I remember going to his house. I had seen him before in the past. And I remember, and I blocked a lot of this shit out as well because it was just too fucking unpleasant to deal with. I remember going to his motherfucking place. And I think this might have been when the session ended or right before the session begun. This motherfucker refused to pay me my money unless I stayed over my fucking time. And I remember that shit. And then looking back on it, I would tell him no during certain times or when he was on top, and he wouldn't stop. That now I know that shit's fucking rape. And that's the shit I had to fucking endure and all my own too. Nobody hears my fucking cries. Nobody hears any of our fucking cries in this industry. All y'all just see is, oh, she's an ugly fucking hooker. She's hairy. She's a bitch. She's a whore. That's all y'all fucking see. And that shit fucking hurts. That really hurts. When people dehumanize you just because of what you fucking choose to do for a fucking living. Yeah, I say the fucking shit that I say because you know what? I gotta protect my fucking self. I want to be able to get out this shit alive. As a matter of fact, right before they closed my rib book, I was planning on getting out this motherfucker. And start selling my little t-shirts and stuff. Start selling my artwork. As a matter of fact, I gotta get it printed tomorrow. You think we make money? We don't be making money like y'all think we do. A lot of us be struggling. Some of us be on food stamps. I swear. Even whites, blacks, everybody. It's hard. It's really hard. And it's even harder when you have a society that just wants to slut shame you, call you a fucking bitch, call you a whore, and everything under the fucking sun. Everything but the child of God. Simply because you gotta make a fucking living. And simply because they don't fucking agree with how you spend and use your own motherfucking pussy. That shit hurts. That shit hurts a whole fucking lot. That shit really hurts. But getting back to this whole Ownage prank motherfucker here, you can listen to his tape. I tried to find the original thing for it too. And it's funny too because he waited that long before uploading that track. He didn't tell you the whole fucking thing. He didn't tell you about the fact that he called me up and told me point blank that he was black. And then he started calling me all sorts of niggas after I called him all sorts of shits as well. I mean, I'm not going to lie to you. Like I said, I'm not fucking politically correct. None of y'all motherfuckers are politically correct either. So why are you harping on me? I don't get it. I don't fucking get it. I just think it's... Y'all hate women. All these guys out here, because mainly guys doing this shit. Ain't no fucking females. And the females who do, y'all fucking lost. But I'm not going to let y'all be fucking lost. I'm not going to lose y'all. It's mainly y'all fucking men who are MRA, men's rights activists, who hate women, who feel entitled to women's bodies. And you can't stand the thought of a strong, independent whore who thinks for herself and thinks on her own. I mean, you can go to my channels. I got numerous channels on here. You can go to all of those if you want to know all about me. My shit, everything, I'm not transparent. Excuse me, I am transparent. I'm not opaque and I'm not hiding like these motherfuckers are. Like this Ownage prank motherfucker, by the way, who spoofed a guy's phone. Yeah, that's right. He spoofed a guy's phone. You know that's illegal, right? And that I can deliver to the LAPD. Now, this is a crime. Evidence through the little video that you just posted of you spoofing a guy's phone. Because that wasn't your phone number to boot. You were spoofing somebody's phone, meaning utilizing it without their permission by manipulating the phone company. So I might just call the phone company as well as the police department, which I hate to do begrudgingly speaking, because I don't like to have to deal with them motherfuckers. I can't stand it. I already have a lawsuit against them. I don't want to have to deal with them any more than what I need to. And put y'all suckers on blast. Because legally speaking, what y'all did is wrong. Anyways, I'm over and I'm out. And that's all I got to say. Y'all take care. Blessed. Peace.